everybody, hope you're having a wonderful day today. If you're new here, hi, my name is Katie. I am a music teacher, and today we're going to be learning You've Got a Friend in Me from Toy Story. To make this version as accessible as possible, we have Capo on fret number 3. We are playing in the key of C rather than E flat. Here's the intro first. It's going to sound like this, and then we'll take it chunk by chunk. Okay, now before you freak out about that bar chord, I'm going to show you a way to get around that, okay? Let's take the first 3 chords, and I'm going to show you how they're related because it's pretty cool. First, we have a C chord for 2 counts. E7. So you see how I have my C chord right here. My middle finger comes up 1 string closer to my nose, and my index finger as well. There's E7, so they have a fret in common. Now for A minor 7, I love this. Take these 2 fingers, drop them 1 string closer to your toes. There's A minor 7. Yeah, so you really don't have to move very much. E minor 7. Drop it closer to your toes. Now for the G sharp 7, you could use a full bar chord if you want to, but if you want to avoid that, you could use a mini shape here. So instead of rolling your finger onto its side, I'm just going to smoosh down, smoosh, very technical term. I'm going to use the very tip of my, the pad of my finger, I should say. It's a technical term I like to call it is the squishy part. So take the squishy part of that finger, and then you're going to smoosh it right here on these 3 strings, mainly applying pressure here to the E string, and here to the D string. Ring finger, 6th fret A string, middle finger, 5th fret G string. You could just play, even if you mute that one, it's not the end of the world. You're still gonna hear that G sharp 7 in there. Now if you push a little bit more, that's right, you're feeling Olympic. Rock your finger back so that these fingers are covering the strings, the E and the B strings. Apply a little bit more pressure. You may get the full bar chord result, but if you want the mini one, that's a way to avoid that G sharp bar chord. Then we have a C chord for 2 counts, G7 for 2 counts, and then we bounce between a C and a G7 for 2 counts. One more time. Okay, so let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. E7, A minor 7, G sharp, C, G7, C, G7, C, G7. Now if you want to add a strumming pattern to that, there's a couple of options that I could leave you with. The first one is that you strum down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 8th notes on a beat that swung. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Another way that you could do this is that you could add the quarter notes with the 8th notes, mix them up, and still have the beat that swung. So it would look like this. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. Okay, so the first 2 beats, down, down, and then we have a down, up, down, up. This works really well with this chord progression because then you have the first chord is just down, down, and then the next chord on the to complete the measure is the down, up, down, up. Okay, so this is what it's going to look like. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. I'm sure you can hear some bop, bop. There's some space. What's happening is that when I strum the chord right after it, I actually I release the pressure of the strings while my fingers remain in contact with the strings. It stops them from vibrating, or certain strings from vibrating, to create space. So it'll sound like this. Now you're going to have some strings that ring out, but it creates some fun space so it just doesn't sound like the whole thing is just carrying over. So we have ba, 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 ba. Like, yeah, you could try to touch every single string to make sure it doesn't ring out, but to me it doesn't matter because it goes by so quickly. I'm going to do that again. Down, 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 up, down. So you notice it's just on the first 2 quarter notes. The rest, I don't have to do the ba, ba. So if I go squeeze, squeeze, but remember, your fingers remain in contact with the strings. You're just releasing the pressure off of the strings so that you can create some space. For the verse, we have C for 2 counts, G for 2 counts, back to a C, and then a C7. So I have my C chord right here, and then I just place my pinky on the 3rd fret of the G string to make a C7. All right, I'm going to be strumming down, 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 up, like I had done before. Down, 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 up, down, up. G, C, C7. Okay, next measure, we have an F for 4 counts, and then we have a C to a C7. So the next measure. So we have F, down, 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 up, down, up. C, C7. All right, so let's try that first line together. You've got a friend in me. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, down. Here we go. You've got a friend in me. F, you've got a friend in me. All right, now this next section you're going to repeat 3 times. It's you and the road looks rough ahead. This isn't rough ahead. This is pretty nice. So we have an F for 2 counts, C for 2 counts, E7 for 2 counts, and then A minor 7. So there's that C, E7, A minor transition that we had from the intro. It's really nice because you don't have to move so much. All right, so I'm going to use that strumming pattern down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. When the road, E7, A minor 7, F, miles and miles, E7, nice warm bed. You just remember what you. Now here I have old pal said, 'cause there's going to be an anticipated chord. So we have the F, it's the same, down, 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 up, down, up. Now, old pal said, old pal said. So it'll be down, 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 up, down. All right, let's try that. Down, 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 up, down. Okay, let's do the, just remember what your old pal said. Down, 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 up, down, up. See? Old pal said. Now we have, boy, you've got a friend in me. So this is great for your transition to D7. Look where my index finger is. Yeah, when you transition to your D7, index finger remains there on that 1st fret of the B string. Great transition. G7, C chord, A7. Now you could use whatever position you'd like to or fingering for the A7. I like the fact that you're here at a C, leave your middle finger here, let your ring finger, boop, come to the 2nd fret of the B string, leaving that G string open. Okay, so let's try that. You've got a friend in me. D7, 2, 3, 4, down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up. You've got a friend in me. And then it goes back into the intro chords. We had C, E7, A minor, that bar chord or not bar chord that you'd like to do, C, and then G7. Ready? 1, 2, D7, and you got a friend in me. Almost went to the bar chord there where I wanted to go. It's in my muscle memory. Don't blame me. But you can use whatever C that you would like to. And then it goes into another verse. So it's pretty neat. Once you have the verses, you really know about 75% of the song. We've arrived at the bridge. Again, I'm going to demonstrate what it's going to sound like, and then I'm going to break it down piece by piece, teach you how to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Some folks might be a little smarter than I am, stronger too. All right, let's do that. So first we have an F for a measure, a B7. I'm going to be using the open version like this, and then a C for 2 measures. So it'll sound like this. Down, 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 up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up. B7, C, down, down. All right, none of them will ever love you the way I do. We have B7 for 2 measures, E minor, A7, D minor, G7. Okay, so this chord progression, E minor, A, there's so much in common with it. It's so much fun. So we have E minor. I like to use my focus fox, fingers 2 and 3. And then when I have my A7, I just take those 2 fingers, bring them closer to my toes, a couple of strings. So we have this one skips that G string. There's A7, D minor. So I rearrange my fingers just a little bit. And then when I go to G7, leave your index finger where it is. Let these other 2 fingers reach closer to your nose to strings 5 and 6. Okay? So take your time when you're working out these chords. If they're not really underneath your fingers yet, you're going to find that they have a lot in common. It's going to be a lot easier to transition between your chords. All right. So we have B7. None of them will ever love you. Down, 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 up, down, up. A7, D minor, C and U, boy. And then it goes right back into a verse. There's just an ending portion that's just slightly different. We have the, and as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny. So you see how it follows the music and it just kind of slows down, follows the words, I should say, and then backs off a little bit. So we have the, you're gonna see it's our destiny. C, E7 to A minor 7. Yeah? And then it goes into the, you've got a friend in me. D7, G7, C, A7. Like we had previously learned to end the verses. So let's try, you've got a friend in me. Down, 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 up, down, up. You've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me. Oh, you've got a friend in me. And then it goes back into the intro. C. Drop your pick and then give me some jazz hands. Yeah. Thank you for joining me today. If you want more, again, visit my Patreon page that has some more twists and turns in the You've Got a Friend if you're looking to just kind of up your game a little bit. It's a great way just to gently push you out of your comfort zone without being overwhelmed. So I'm going to be teaching a different version of that on my Patreon page. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to visit. And thank you so much for your support. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Leave that in the comment section because I love talking with you. All right. Hope you have a wonderful day. Bye. Following FTC guidelines, this guitar was sent to me in PR, and this video is sponsored by Enya Music. So thank you to Enya Music for sponsoring this video and for sending me this guitar. If you're interested in it, I'm going to put a link in the description box below, and then that link is affiliated. So that means a small portion of that sale does go back to me in supporting my channel. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I'll see you in the next one.